Clearly, we have some things we need to talk about real quick. After game three, Heat Hawks, late game offense comes up again. A lot of it has to do with no Kyle Lowry, just because we've seen it kind of be patched up at times when they can go to him. This game, not an option because he went out with that hamstring injury. It was just called by Eric Spoelstra. But I'm going to go through three of the final offensive possessions for Miami. I'm going to work backwards because there was kind of some stuff to hit on from this in a negative way. But there was one play that kind of showcases what they need to be doing overall. First play, inbound, that we all know that we saw. The interesting thing is we're going to see right here at the beginning, it's a Bam pin down for Jimmy, meaning that was the play call here. It was to get Jimmy the basketball, which is not saying is a bad call to get Jimmy the basketball, but getting Jimmy the basketball and leading to a fadeaway three isn't the play. You either catch, go to the basket, work maybe a slip for Bam, and that you live with that result. But this, as I play it right now, getting the ball in the inbound, working it, looking, fading, that's not ideal. The other things about this, as I go back one more time, PJ Tucker played an amazing game. Third quarter, just absolutely dominated, allowed them to kind of get on a run and get up in this game. But when there's 4 seconds left and he's not really a movement shooter and you know he's going to just be sitting in the corner, a defense can kind of plan around that in a lot of ways. And if you're going to move him down to the dunker spot, Bam's already in that spot, just clogs the lane even more. I'm just not totally sure about that call overall to put PJ on the floor and kind of limit things already as it is. So now PJ sitting in that corner, it allows them to basically three guys run up at Jimmy. First of all, if they were paying attention and weren't worried about kind of holding the basketball, the idealist thing right here was three fly up is to try and maybe hit Bam or PJ immediately. They don't. They recover back. They slide back. PJ sliding over to try to give Jimmy a lane doesn't really work because now PJ sliding over means Werther can kind of just sit there and double if he likes. Now he doubles all the way out and it's a contested three. That just can't be. It's just a lot worse than there has to be a look. And specifically, you want Tyler Hero to get the ball there, I think. But when you're down one, that just can't be the product of that play. Now, the play before that, this one seems to be more important in my opinion. Like before that play, I think everybody on Twitter probably could have predicted what was coming on that final play with 4 seconds left. But right here, this is problematic for me even more so because now the Heat just get a stop. They're up one. Now is the go time. You just got to get a bucket, go defend on the other end, and just get out of this game somehow. Jimmy Butler gets the rebound. He's going to dribble down. He's still dribbling, and he's still dribbling. And that's kind of the issue in a lot of ways because this team has shown, for one, you can't have both of these things. Is one, to be bad late game offense, and two, play with your back to the shot clock time and time again. If you're not have an ability or have a go-to scorer like a Kevin Durant or any of those type of scorers, you can play with your back to the shot clock there because those type of guys can make a play like it's nothing with their back to the basket, turnaround jumper, isolation, any of that. When you're a team-oriented basketball offense that doesn't have that type of scorer, you have to take the best available bucket. If there's a bucket with 13, 14, 15 seconds left on the shot clock, you take that bucket, you go up three, and you go defend on the other end because you're an elite defensive team. Right here, as I play it again, 11, 10, 9, it's still Jimmy dribbling. Now is the first screen. Your two shooters are spaced out on the weak side. Ideally, you want to take Jimmy to take this screen, run a double drag, wait for them to pull over, and you make a kick out. That is the most ideal situation right here. That's when you can play down in the shot clock. Right here, though, Jimmy's going to wait it out. PJ's waiting. Now it's kind of crammed. They scramble in a switch. Pass it to Bam. It's a handoff. Bam touches it for probably 0.3 of the time clock here. Jimmy takes it for 23.7, and now he gets in. It's a contested jumper. Misses it. After that, it's Trae Young going the other direction. He hits the floater to take the lead. That ultimately wins in the game. That part is problematic because the problem isn't the spacing. It isn't the setup. It's actually taking advantage of the plays. I go back just one more time just to showcase this setup right here. If Jimmy Butler goes left, forces them to switch, now he has one guy. Ideally, if two fly to him, he could hit Bam or PJ on the slip and they could work that side. But ideally, Jimmy's driving left right here. And he can make that kick out if they slide over to Gabe or Tyler. Yes, maybe you'll say, okay, if Gabe misses that three, we'll be talking about it in the same way. But you just rather a good look. It's about the process more than the product. And that's kind of what we've seen specifically so far in this one. Now, one play before it, this is the exact offensive possession before this. They're down 2. What are they going to get to? For one, it's been pretty obvious that the spacing is problematic when Jimmy has the ball up there at the top of the key or the wing, and they're trying to create like that. When he's spaced out in the corner, when they can't send a double fully and there's not screens kind of piled on top of him, this is when he can make a play. The reasoning, 2 shooters up at the top, right wing, left wing, Strus and Hero. That's perfect spacing because they can't pull down if they want to. The guy that has to pull down is PJ Tucker on that weak side corner. His defender, and I think it's Bogdanovich right now on this play, has to pull over. And when he pulls over, Bam runs over to him and gets in position for a hammer screen. So now Jimmy's waiting. There's no double coming. The double comes now from the weak side. So what does that mean? That means there's an open guy over there. Bam gets in perfect position to set the hammer screen. Jimmy gets to the middle of the floor, kicks it. It's a PJ Tucker 3. Everything looks absolutely amazing, picture perfect late game offense. When it's Jimmy driving, kicking, that's their game. But the thing is that when they're kind of playing with their backs to the shot clock, taking these forced jumpers, not putting the balls in the hands of Tyler enough on these late game possessions, it all kind of adds in together to kind of why this stuff is happening.